Hello, my precious angels. Welcome to Grow With Giulietta, where healing isn't just a personal journey, it's a sacred return to self that ripples out to everyone. I'm Giulietta. I'm a hypnotherapist, brain spotting practitioner, and healing accomplice for my sensitive, soft, soulful angels. Okay, let me paint the scene for you. You work, maybe you go to school, maybe you run a business, maybe you have kids. Maybe you are doing all of the above at once. The world feels like it's falling apart. Everything feels kind of scary. You smoke weed, you distract yourself, you scroll on social media for hours and hours. You feel numb, you feel disconnected, you feel afraid to do things that used to bring you joy. Maybe, like me, you have a chronic illness or really low energy, or maybe you are opening your eyes in the morning already bracing and feeling anxious or feeling numb or feeling disconnected. And all of those things take so much energy. But what you're experiencing and what you're feeling isn't a flaw in you. It's a message from your body that it doesn't feel safe and that you will maybe in survival mode. So even if you have a comfortable place to sleep, you have food in your fridge, and you are technically safe, your body, your nervous system is working really hard to protect you because it doesn't feel that way. I'm someone that had chronic panic and anxiety for over a decade. I really felt like there was no way out of what I was feeling. I really felt like there was nothing that could help me. And I went to therapist after therapist. I talked to my doctors, and the messaging I received was there's really nothing we can do to help you. We can give you some meds. And I'm a fan of meds, but at the time, I was so chronically dysregulated and experiencing almost daily panic attacks and sometimes multiple times a day panic attacks. I was too anxious to take the medication. I had so much fear and anxiety just coursing through my body that even the things that I was offered to support myself or to feel better felt like a threat to me, felt like something that could cause me harm. And here's the reality. When you are living in survival mode for such a long period of time, you just want something, some moment of time where you will not feel the way that you feel. So what do? We avoid, we escape, we distract. These are normal things that our body and our spirit and our brains do to support us through the survival that we're in. And they work, kind of. They keep us from feeling the big feelings, except not really. Not really, because you just always feel horrible, and moments of relief can even feel like a threat to your system. Like, I don't know if you've ever felt that when things feel calm, you're like, something must be coming. Something must be going wrong soon because things are too calm right now. All of these are signs that you may need deeper support and start learning how to sit in your body with compassion and create safety, which is what our bodies really need, what our nervous systems really need. I was totally somebody who ran from my emotions, ran from the trauma I had experienced. I had no other tools, like literally no other tools. No one taught me when I was a kid how to sit in my body. Nobody taught me how to process my feelings healthily. Nobody taught me what to do in conflict. And I was taught a lot of things just culturally as a Latina who grew up in the United States and as a woman, and as all the things that have impacted my upbringing, being the daughter of an immigrant, seeing how my parents' nervous systems worked and how they survived. All of these things contributed to me learning how to avoid, numb, and escape. And there was one weekend where I experienced 3 relational conflicts back to back, where 3 different people who I loved and respected told me it was hard to be around me, and they didn't like how they felt around me. And basically that, like, I'm the problem, right? Which is something maybe you have heard as well. And I felt so horrible. It just sent me into such a, like, trauma spiral and shame spiral and grief spiral and just really reinforced the belief that there is something wrong with me that I have to fix and change. And I just literally did not know how. And I wanted to run so badly. And this specific weekend, I couldn't run. There was nowhere for me to go. I literally couldn't leave the house. I was house sitting. And I had to sit by myself, isolated, and ride the waves of emotion. And I still tried to distract. I would watch movies and things like that, but there was nothing I could really do to escape what I was feeling. And after 2 or 3 days, I made it out the other side. And I felt lighter, and I felt hopeful, and I felt freer. And it was the first time in my life that I realized I actually didn't have to run from what I was feeling, because when I don't run, I'll still make it out the other side. Now, I'm not saying you have to forcibly isolate yourself and force yourself to sit in your body and feel your emotions to achieve this like understanding. I actually deeply don't recommend. But what I am saying is when we stop running, when we stop avoiding, when we become comfortable with discomfort, which takes learning skills, which takes creating safety in your body over time consistently, we can begin to feel safe, even when really uncomfortable things happen, even when conflict happens. A lot of the women I work with experience similar things to what I've experienced. And that's why we're such a good match to work together as well. And that's why I work with this specific population of women, because we grow up in maybe emotionally immature households, in cultures that teach us that other people are more important than us, or that we have to downplay our needs or invalidate our own needs to contribute to the family or to the group in some way, that we have to be super productive, especially for bridging multiple cultures like I am here in the US. We have to hustle. We have to be grateful for what we're given. All these things that disconnect us from our connection to ourself, our sense of self, our worth, our power, our body's innate wisdom. And when we don't have support and we don't know how to move through what we're feeling, when no one knows how to hold us, and even worse, if they're telling us you're weird for having anxiety, you're strange for being depressed, you need to get over this and just move on, we can assume that there is something wrong with us. And what happens is we tend to become even more protective. Protective meaning I'm going to build armor around myself so that no one can hurt me. Maybe I'm mean or lash out back to my family and friends or my partner because that's all I know how to do. No one's actually holding what's happening to me with me. I'm by myself in it, and no one gets it. The truth is, there's nothing wrong with you. You are not too much, and you don't have to fix anything, but you can process things differently, move out of self-protection and into clarity, calmness, freedom. And when that happens, everything in life becomes a little easier. If you can learn to create a loving and compassionate relationship with your body and with your emotions and with the symptoms that your body is displaying from being in survival mode, if you can begin to understand yourself and what's actually happening at a deep level, you can literally create freedom. And the other truth is that you are already worthy of rest, relief, and freedom. You don't actually have to keep living in survival mode, even when the world is falling apart and our family doesn't fully get it, and we're dealing with ancestral or generational trauma, or even if you have no idea what healing looks like for you, or don't really know anyone who's made it out the other side. Even if you're worried about letting people down, if you don't give 300%, you are still worthy of rest, relief, and freedom and being out of survival mode. Being out of survival mode does not mean that you will love people less, you will be a bad daughter or be a bad partner or be a bad friend. It literally will create capacity for you to have deeper, healthier, and even more reciprocal relationships, which is what you're worthy of. I think that what makes the work that I do different than traditional therapy is that my work is so relational and so root focused. We are healing from the root up, from the body up. What I really do is hope to help you return to your body in a way that feels safe, soothing, calming at the pace that your nervous system is ready for. And when we do that, magical things begin to happen. The truth is that getting out of survival mode and learning to be in your body is the foundation of healing. Healing is never really quote unquote done, right? The healing goes on forever. I've been in therapy for 20 years. I'm still working on healing things. Like, I'm going to be healing things, growing as a person, evolving, changing until my death day, which is hopefully a very long time from now. And that's okay. We're not trying to reach a finish line. You don't need to be perfectly healed to have a wonderful, beautiful life or to feel connected to yourself or to have beautiful, loving, reciprocal relationships. But for you to do the relationship work, the self love work, all the things, the foundation is to get your body out of survival mode. That's where we begin. So if you feel ready to do this deeper work, that's not a band-aid, not a quick fix, but really powerful, really impactful, I invite you to check out my program, Grounded and Free, and schedule a free envisioning call, which is the entry point to all the work I do. We get to know each other. We make sure that we're a right fit. We really tap into your body and think about the possibilities for your future and for what you can create for yourself. So if this resonates, I'd be so excited to meet you.